Hello, my name's Glenn Dyer, and you are watching a Dyer-Situation. Today I'm seeing everything. Everything. Is that how you're supposed to say it? That's so strange. I've seen movies with really weird titles before, but this one's just, like, confusing me. Is it supposed to be said everything, everything? Or everything, everything? Or everything, everything? Fuck. I hope somebody in the movie title drops because I'm not sure how to say it, honestly. Everything, everything. Well, like, what is it in the context of the movie? Well, I read the plot summary because that title gives me jack shit. Apparently it's a romantic drama of this lady, is forced to live in a bubble lady. Well, she lives inside of her house, which is basically a bubble, and there's this dude she really likes, and she's gonna have to leave the bubble in order to be with him, so she's willing to sacrifice everything. Everything. No, it still doesn't make much sense. It's so awkward. It's almost as if the really shitty dialogue that this movie probably has is seeped out into the title, which is impressive, honestly. Now, I might be being mean, of course. I haven't seen any trailers or anything, but just... this sounds extremely melodramatic, could be hilarious, and yeah, mildly excited, honestly. I want to see just how bizarre this can get. So let's get to it. And I'm back. So, they don't say the title in the movie. Apparently, I'll get this. It's a quote from The Young Prince, or it's Little Prince, whatever it's called. And the quote is, "Love is everything. Everything." But here's the thing. That is spelled love is everything, period, everything. He says love is everything, and then the enunciation is on everything to enhance that statement, right? This movie, however, is everything, comma, everything. So, it doesn't have that kind of impact. As I said, you have to think about these sort of things really hard to figure out what the hell it's trying to say with that title. Everything, everything is the most logical, just based on how it's written out, way of saying that title. But that can't possibly be what they were intending because they showed that quote. Apparently you are supposed to say it as everything, everything. You know, like it's really everything. Yes, so, and that thing I suggested about, like, the bad dialogue, oh, I had no idea how naive I was. Oh, the dialogue in this movie, it is so bad. This movie was written by a kindergartner. It's so stilted. Oh, and also the way the dialogue is shown is also, well, not explicitly bad. I mean, it gets it across. It's extremely lazy. You see, the whole thing is that she's trapped inside the house. She can't leave, or else her immunodeficiency disorder will kill her. You know, she'll encounter like a piece of pollen or something, and it would actually destroy her, you know. So, here's the thing. They start off just by, like, texting each other, right? And I was thinking, okay, yeah, they're gonna start, like, by texting and by doing totally non-verbal communication, because they can't, right? Nope. Soon after the texting starts, transported to Fantasyland, where she's apparently imagining the text as, like, a real face-to-face conversation, and that's how we see it as. That is so fucking lazy. It really makes me, like, appreciate You've Got Mail, honestly. If you don't know what that is, that's a movie with Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. Honestly, one of the few good, like, romance movies I can think of. And it was great about that. Most like for 90% of the movie, those characters are talking to each other through the computer. They are reading emails or instant messages between each other. And you can understand where they'd get different impressions of each other through that way. It was very creative and it worked really well. Whereas in this movie, apparently they felt you're too stupid to handle that, so no, they're just sitting in an imaginary diner talking to each other. And then they get even that out of the way pretty fast because now he's in the house and she's just talking to him and, yeah. Honestly, that's the first half. The first half is really, really bad. However, the third quarter is where it starts to pick up a little. That's the one where, of course, if you know how any of these movies go, she decides to, well, without elaborating too much, take a chance, disease or no disease, and live life, you know? That was probably the most fun part because it had very little dialogue for one thing. They were forced to express things through, like, visuals and stuff. Oh my god, I forgot to mention, at the very beginning of this movie, she had a big monologue about, I can't leave the house, it makes me lonely. Said to no one in particular. God. You don't need to do that. Just show the fucking house. Show that there's like an airlock. Show that her clothes have to be irradiated. Show all this stuff. We'll get it. Jesus. But yeah, that's very little dialogue, and it's just fun, you know. They're just having fun. They're going to the beach, and you know they're having a good time. But then the ending. Oh my goodness, the ending. The ending. Well, let's just say this. I'm not going to spoil the ending because this movie was pretty funny, and I think you'll find it pretty funny if you see it for yourself. But, here's how the ending goes. Well, there's 3 different types of endings you can do for a movie like this, where one person is very sick and falls in love and decides to risk it anyway. There's 3 ways you can go with this. There is the brave ending. Not brave like the movie, brave like with courage. That is where the most logical thing happens. You all know what it is, and it's deeply sad, but you'll leave the movie feeling something. And it's honestly the only real way it could go down. Second is the pussy ending. That's the one where, yeah, all the problems aren't really resolved here, but it nonetheless is intending to leave a warm feeling in your heart. You won't feel so down afterwards, I suppose. It also won't have much of an impact, but it is how most movies like this choose to end, just because that's, they don't really want to risk you feeling mad or anything but, like, good afterwards. And then, there's the really pussy ending. This is the one where they are so afraid of you being upset in any particular way that all problems are resolved. And in order to do that, they are forced to bend the laws of reality to make that happen. This movie went with the option number 3. So, maybe through my implications you might have an idea of that, but let me just say this. There are many ways to handle the really pussy ending. This movie went with probably the worst one. The worst way to handle that particular ending. So it's the worst possible ending under the worst possible circumstances. It's downright hysterical what they go through to make it happen. The implications of it are so dark, but they smooth over it so fast that, oh my god, you just can't help but laugh, honestly. Honestly. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Uh, I don't know. I don't know if I can fully recommend it even as like a laughing thing, but maybe as like a how not to write romantic dialogue thing, that could work. Maybe it's like a counter example to You've Got Mail. If somebody wants to make a video on that, that's my advice. Use some clips from this to demonstrate how most movies are extremely lazy when it comes to these sort of things. But other than that, no, not necessary. So until next time, I'm Glenn Dyer, and you have been watching a Dyer-Situation.